Mr. President Sassoli, President of the Emilia-Romagna region, Mr. Mayor, civil, religious, and military authorities, my greetings to all. In the name of Bologna's Jewish community, of which I am Chief Rabbi, my own personal and all of our most affectionate greeting. Thank you, Professor Alberto Melloni, for your great will and for organizing this meeting in this beautiful city, a city which Jews in ancient times wanted to see in its own name, a mention of that which is its identity. Bologna. Here lives God, Bologna. And for this, the Jewish community is grateful for all of the work of dialogue and of interreligious meetings. Dialogue doesn't mean acceptance, blind acceptance of the other. It means knowledge. It means study. It means discussion in a loyal and honest way, even of differences. Dialogue is not a fight. Dialogue is something to reach gradually. We have spoken of healing. Healing requires treatment, and dialogue is a treatment. In the Mishnah, it is said in the oral law that Abraham's tent was open on four sides in order to give better hospitality to travelers in need of stopping and of finding restoration along their way without having impediment to entering. Welcome to all of you in the name of the only God, the same God of Abraham, who was defined by God himself, Av Amon Goyim, Father of a multitude of nations. Jews have lived in Bologna from the beginning of the Common Era, and during this time they wanted to establish and intertwine their roots in the city. We can certainly affirm that the Jewish religion and those belonging to it are the oldest inhabitants of the city, just as Italian Jews are considered the oldest Italians in Italy. Being monotheistic in the Jewish conception doesn't just express a religious situation manifest in a synagogue, a church, or a mosque, but it means to pursue the ideals that are essential for the behavior of human beings. Behaviors founded on freedom, democracy, and that require respect for mankind and its rights to a free and democratic life. The Jewish people, in its history of thousands of years, although it started in the land of Israel, despite diaspora and persecutions, had tried to integrate its own traditions in those of the nations in which it found itself living, trying to make efforts in all possible ways for their improvement. Our presence in Italy is dated around 200 before the Common Era, when the first Jews coming from Jerusalem, even before the destruction of the temple, arrived in Rome, where they founded a community which they never left. They've always shown a deep affection for this country and have participated in every possible way for the struggles for the rights of its citizens and for obtaining their own freedom. Until 1555, a fatal year in which the ghettos were founded, they participated in the civil life of our city of Bologna, especially from a cultural and academic point of view, where we saw their activity within the oldest university in Europe. Among many, Servadio Obadias Forno, who lived in Bologna at the beginning of the 16th century, a biblical exegete who who was followed and studied even today in the most important rabbinical schools in Italy, and was also known for his profession as medical doctor, and was called Abir Aroveim, the Prince of Doctors. Jews, as is well known, have undergone terrible persecutions, but they also derived from these teachings necessary to overcome these sorrowful moments, dedicating their noble behavior to be of a good example to others. At the end of the 16th century, they were kicked out of Bologna, but they never forgot it. And when they were emancipated in 1861, 3 centuries later, they came back again to live here and to work here in the name of a struggle for the respect of the rights of all religious and ethnic minorities. Jewish professors filled universities, and when the racial laws were issued many centuries later, again they were kicked out of their workplace. And through the Shoah, they were sent to Nazi concentration camps, and a third of the Jewish population of this city never came back. But our destiny is that of being a good example for others, and in our tradition, it is the holy duty of all to dedicate ourselves to others, whatever their religious faith. 3 days ago, we celebrated the religious celebration of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year. We are in the year 5872 in the rabbinical tradition since the appearance of man on earth. And this, together with the Yom Kippur holiday, which will begin next Wednesday, and which will on Thursday have the Day of Atonement, it has not only a Jewish value, but a universal value. This is to celebrate the high value of human beings within the creation of the world. And in our synagogue, we pray God for peace, for goodwill and health, and the life of all, not only of Jews, not only of human beings, but of all beings who live on this earth. In our history, we've always encouraged to pursue a good life for all, fighting against always for freedom, civil rights, and for the possibility of expressing one's tradition. This was and is what the Jews in Italy and in all parts of the diaspora where they've been living for thousands of years have wanted to transmit to their host societies. All of those who believe in the positive values of humanity will agree, and they trust that men have to pursue this. I asked a famous Talmudic scholar about what is the main tenet for a Jew, and he said, don't do unto others that which you will not like to be done to you. The rest is a comment. Go and study. Our hope is that the future world, the new generations, can see in the good of others the most precious value and work for an improved